not a lot of stats. I mean,
this will work.
But I highlighted some of the players. That talks about Selma's win over Kerman. And
nothing about Division 4, huh? They skip 4, 3, 5, 6.
Yeah, exactly.
Where's the stats at?
The stats, there's no. I couldn't find any stats online.
Wow.
Yeah, so I highlighted, like, for example, some of the top players, or underlined them, that kind of thing. Seniors, they had 2 seniors. Mostly, it's a young team, looks like.
All right, the pregame's going to be quick because I don't have a lot to go off of.
Okay,
so.
yeah, exactly.
Do you have an extra pen on you, Matt, or pencil? Do you have an extra pencil on you, Mark?
Well, they're going to do this national anthem here within probably a couple of minutes.
Yeah, all right, we'll go on right after that. Testing.
Or we could go on now. They're still doing the starting lineup.
Testing. Hey, which one's the main over here, Matt? Which one's like that one? Yeah. Well, I was gonna like turn it up when we go on.
Okay, I'm now getting a little bit of static. You hear that?
Barely. Still a little bit.
Still a little bit.
It's got to be these wires crossing.
Yeah, that's better. Yeah, that's
okay.
Good. That's good.
All right, you ready to go on, Mark?
Yeah, I'm ready. Just give me a count here.
All right. Yeah. All right, so I'm going to go 3, 2. I'm going to point, and then that's when you go, right?
Hello and welcome to PlayOnSports.com's coverage of the Central Section Division 4 Baseball Championship live from Fowler, California. I'm Mark Espinoza along with Jason Phillips. Today's championship features the 4th-ranked Selma Bears visiting the 2nd-ranked Fowler Redcats. Selma comes into tonight's final with an overall record of 18-10, while Fowler is 24-7. As they begin the announcement of the starting lineups, we have 2 top teams in the Central Section. And both teams are coming into this game with everything on the line in the Central Section, Division 4. And what kind of game do you think we'll have tonight, Jason?
Well, Mark, should be a good one here tonight. Selma comes into this game 19-10. Coach John Hollett brings a group of young men in here that are ready, eager, hungry to win a title, Mark. Led by Hilario Tovar, Roman Chubby Ortiz. Should be a great matchup. Fowler, they come in here just as hungry at 24-7, led by a senior loaded team, and Ernesto Sanchez, Enrique Cardenas. I can't wait to get this one going tonight, Mark.
Yeah, it should be a good one. We have a couple of good pitchers for Fowler. Starting pitcher is Enrique Cardenas for the Fowler Redcats, and for Selma High School, the starting pitcher is Hilario Tovar. He's the starting pitcher for the Bears. And we have a pretty good crowd on hand here at Selma High School. Make that Fowler High School, the home of the Redcats, as they come into this game having beaten top-ranked Kerman, and that was the top-ranked Kerman team that Fowler beat, or Selma beat, and we have a pretty good crowd on here on this Friday evening in the Central Valley. And if you've never been to this area. Fowler is about a half an hour south of Fresno as they begin announcing their starting lineups. And we're just waiting for the start of our national anthem. So we'll return with the start of action right here on PlayOnSports.com.
Okay. Really? Yeah, testing, testing, testing. Well, what the hell?
Hello, that's going to do it for the PlayOnSports.com
I don't even
pregame
hear
show.
him in my... Yeah, it was just fine until I hit go on air, and then all of a sudden the sound stopped.
We'll be back with the first pitch in just a few minutes. The Central Section Division 4 Baseball Championship begins next on your destination
Dude,
for high school
hell?
sports, PlayOnSports.com.
Which one are you, Mark? You are the first one. Speak, Mark.
Testing 1 2 3 4. Testing 1 2 3 4. Can you hear me?
Dude, how whack. Testing. I wonder if I clicked the right speed when I got on here. Testing, testing. Okay, he said the delay's normal. Yeah, Mark, here, use these. You're going to have to call the game solo, brother. I don't know how the hell that was did. This happens to start working again. See, I hear that. Testing, testing.
Hello, testing 1 2 3 4. Testing 1 2 3 4.
Okay, yeah, yours is... No. All right. That's no good.
Is it working? I don't hear anything in my headset, really.
All right, Mark, we're going on.
I don't have any volume on my headset.
I'm going to turn you here. Try that.
Testing 1 2 3 4.
Testing, testing.
Testing 1 2 1 2 3 4.
All right. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. Here we go.
Welcome back to coverage of the Central Section Division 4 baseball final on PlayOnSports.com. Coming to you live from Fowler, California. I'm Mark Espinoza on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com. Tonight's championship features the Selma Bears squaring off against the Fowler Redcats for the Division 4 crown. We have the Fowler Redcats, the home team in this match, against the visiting Selma Bears. So that means that the Selma Bears will be at bat at first in this top of the first. And at the plate is third baseman Ronnie Soto. And that first pitch in there for a ball, the count is 1-0. The starting pitcher for the Redcats is Enrique Cardenas. Here's the 1-0 pitch. And that is in there, evens the count at 1-1. A 1-1 count to the third baseman for the Selma Bears, Robbie Soto, here in the top of the first. Thank you for joining us on PlayOnSports.com. Here's the 1-1 pitch. And it's hit to the right side, and it's going to be out of play. So the count will go to 1-2 to Robbie Soto. The Selma Bears come into this game as the fourth-ranked team in the Central Section, having beaten top-seeded Kerman in the Wednesday semifinal. And here they are facing the second-ranked Fowler Redcats. Next pitch is a strike, evens the count at 2-2. Just underway here at Fowler High School in Fowler, California. Next pitch is driven to middle of the diamond and in there for a hit. So Soto gets on with a single to start the game. That's how this game gets started, with a runner on first in Robbie Soto. And that's going to be bringing up Robert Estrada, the center fielder, number 6 for the Bears. You got Enrique Cardenas on the mound for the Fowler Redcats. Matty Nunes is behind the plate catching the ball. Neto Sanchez at first. Freddie Valle at second. Red Horn at shortstop. And at third base is Thomas Valley. Here's the first pitch to Estrada, and that's a ball, 1-0. In left field for the Redcats is Matt Morales. Center fielder is James Silva, and in right field, John Blaney. Count is 1-0 to Robert Estrada as he looks to bunt to sack. And the next pitch is a ball. Count is 2-0. 2-0 to Estrada. Batting right-handed against the right-handed Enrique Cardenas. Here's the 2-0 pitch. And it's a strike in there. 2-1 is the count. You're watching the Central Section Division 4 final between the host Fowler Redcats and the visiting Selma Bears. Here's the 2-1 pitch to Estrada. And he tries to bunt the ball. Count is 2-2 to Estrada. You got Robbie Soto at first, on board with a single to start off the top of the first for the Selma Bears. And we got a 2-2 count working on Estrada from Cardenas. Cardenas looks in for the sign. He's ready to make the delivery, and here it is. It's wrapped to the third baseman. That's Thomas Valley. To second for the force, and at first is not in time. So they get the force at second, and Estrada is on board at first on the fielder's choice, but Soto is forced out at second. That'll bring up the starting pitcher for the Selma Bears, Hilario Tovar. Batting left-handed against a right-handed Enrique Cardenas. Here's the first pitch to Tovar, and he drives it to the right field all the way, and it's out of here. It's a home run for Tovar. And right off the bat, the Selma Bears lead in the early going 2-0. So Tovar hits the first pitch from Cardenas and drives it over the right field wall for a 2-run shot. And the Selma Bears take the early lead here in this Division IV final. Now up to bat is the first baseman, Roman Ortiz, facing Enrique Cardenas, who gives up an early home run here. Just underway here at Fowler High School. Here's the pitch to Ortiz, and that's in there for a ball, 1-0. Ortiz batting left-handed against the right-handed Cardenas. Here's the 1-0 pitch, and it's ball 2. Red Cat defense is playing straight away in the outfield. And it's a swing and a miss by Ortiz. The count is 2-1. One out in here, one out in the top of the first inning. 2 hits so far for the Bears with 2 runs scored. Here's a ball hit by Ortiz to the second baseman, and he retires him at first for the second out. So Ortiz grounds out to the second baseman, Valle, and that'll bring up the designated hitter, Tyler Weaver. So Weaver at the plate with 2 outs. First pitch from Cardenas is wrapped and popped up to the second baseman, Valle, who makes the play for the third out. So, we've completed 1/2 inning of play, and the Selma Bears record 2 hits, one of them a home run from Hilario Tovar, and they score 2 runs. So at the end of the first half of play, first inning of play, it's the Selma Bears 2 and the Fowler Red Cats coming to bat.
All right, you're off for a second. Testing, testing. Well, that's weird. This recognizes me, but I don't. Couldn't really tell you. Yeah. That was a laser home run. Lord. I mean, as good as you can do, man. How's it going, Jeff? Well, Paris didn't show up, so I was going to try and produce and analyze, but since I think only one of the mics is working, we got Mark doing solo play-by-play, and he's working, so at least there's sound, there's video, and we're good to go.
Do you need me to show up and help?
If you're busy, do what you got to do. I would say only if you're free would we feel comfortable if you came, but I mean if you're busy and you got things to do, I think we're good. But
we're driving to San Jose, and I start heading in your direction, thinking there might be an issue. So I'm 8 minutes away from you. If you want me to do the ride.
Sorry, I got a little loud over here. But
I was saying, we just need to drive to San Jose, but we start heading in your direction. I'm 8 minutes away from you. If you want me to do the ride.
Okay, I mean, if you want to stop by, it's right off the freeway, not too far. I mean, if you want to stop and just make sure everything's right and we're not messing anything up. Yeah, straight down on Adams, you run right into it.
Okay, great. I'll do that.
All right, Jeff. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.
All right, we're going, Mark. Ready? 1, 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome back to PlayOnSports.com's coverage of the Division IV Baseball Championship live from Fowler, California. We have the Fowler Redcats at the plate for the very first time here in the bottom of the first. Brett Horn, the shortstop, flied out. So now next up is Manny Nunes, the catcher. And he hits a sharp grounder to the second baseman. That's Nick Mariscal. And he retires Nunez at first. So a ground out by Manny Nunez to the second baseman, Mariscal. And with 2 outs in the top or bottom of the first, it's Matt Morales, the left fielder for the Redcats. And they're down 2-0 here after Selma scored 2 in the top of the first. Here's the pitch to Morales. First pitch to Morales is a ball, 1-0. Hilario Tovar, who hit that home run, is on the mound for the Selma Bears. The next pitch to Morales is a ball. It's 2-0. All set the defense for the Selma Bears. Tovar is the starting pitcher. Ruben Galaviz is the catcher. At first base is Roman Ortiz. Here's the next pitch. And it's in there for a strike to Morales. The count is 2-1. At second base is Nick Mariscal. The shortstop is John Moreno. Robbie Soto plays third. Skylar Cedillo is in left. Robert Estrada is in center. Here's the next pitch. And it's 3-1 to Morales here, the left fielder. 2 outs in the inning. And in right field for the Selma Bears, Anthony Xavier. Here's Tovar looking for the sign from Galaviz with a 3-1 count to Morales. And it's hit. Up and out of play. Count goes to full at 3-2. Fowler is led by Coach Bill Fever. And now there's going to be a conference on the mound between Tovar and his battery mate, Ruben Galaviz. Here's the 3-2 count to Morales. And it's high. So after getting the first 2 batters, Tovar walks Morales on the intentional bases count. Excuse me, a base on balls. And next up is the center fielder, James Silva, number 4, batting right-handed against the right-handed Hilario Tovar. 0-1 to Silva. Runner at first. Tovar looks in for the sign. Here's the 0-1. And it's low, and he gets away from Galaviz, and scampering to second base is Morales. So now the Redcats get their first runner in scoring position at second in Morales. So here's a chance for the Redcats to get on the board here in the first as an answer to the Selma Bears scoring 2 in the top of the first. Next pitch is a strike, 1-2. Tovar looks in for the sign. Count remains 1-2. So Morales takes his lead at second. He walked in his at-bat. And is now at second. Here's Tovar looking in for the 1-2 pitch to Silva. And it's in there to even the count at 2-2. next pitch is swung and missed at for strike 3, and that'll end the bottom of the first. So in the inning, the Fowler Redcats get a man on board with a walk, but fail to score. And at the end of one full inning, it's the Selma Bears 2 and the Fowler Redcats nothing. You're watching the Central Section Division 4 Championship live on PlayOnSports.com. We want to remind you that Play On Sports is on Facebook and Twitter, giving you news and information and links to great highlights. Follow us at Play On Sports on both Facebook and Twitter. You can also access thousands of live and on-demand games on YouTube at youtube.com/PlayOnNetwork. Keep it with all the high school action every week from your destination for high school sports. PlayOnSports.com.
All right, I checked my phone. Everything's working. They can hear you. There's video. Yeah.
Like, people are pretty much right now listening to it. That's it.
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to PlayOnSports.com's coverage of the Division IV Baseball Championship. We're in the top of the second. The Selma Bears leading this one 2-0. And at the plate is John Moreno, the shortstop, facing the pitcher for the Redcats, Enrique Cardenas. First pitch was a strike. It's 0-1. Here's the next pitch, and it's 0-2. So Cardenas gets the jump on Moreno. And that next pitch is in there for a strike, and Moreno strikes out. Next up for the Selma Bears is the right fielder, Anthony Xavier, number 3. Batting left-handed against the right-handed Enrique Cardenas. One out here in the top of the second, and it's fouled at the plate by Xavier. Count is 0-1. Cardenas looks in. Here's the windup and the pitch. And it's in there for a strike, 0-2. Selma is led by Coach John Hollett, now in his 11th year. I was talking to him before the game, and he expected a well-played game, low scoring to boot. And here's the pitch that's driven and popped up to the left fielder, Matt Morales. He makes the catch, and that is out number 2. And so Xavier flies out to the left fielder, and that'll bring up Skylar Cedillo, the left fielder, number 24 for the Selma Bears. 2 outs in the inning. Here's the pitch. And it's popped up to the center fielder, Silva. He's got a beat on it and makes the catch. So pretty good inning for Cardenas. He retires all 3 batters he faces as Cedillo flies out to the center fielder. And we've played 1.5 innings. And it's the Selma Bears still leading this one 2-0 over the Fowler Redcats. All right.
Dude, yeah, these really have to be turned up at least halfway. Now I can hear Mark in the headset.
So is Jeff going to come by, or?
Yeah, we don't know. I'm telling him right now.
I mean, he doesn't have to, but I think we're handling it all right, considering the circumstances. That's cool.
All right, Mark, ready?
Welcome back to PlayOnSports.com's coverage of the Division IV Baseball Championship. Excuse me, we've been doing softball all week as well. We've got Fowler and Selma in a good one here early on. And the first pitch is a hit batsman. And so that was John Blaine, the right fielder, now on first base as a hit batsman. So right off the bat, the Fowler Redcats get their leadoff man on. Not what Tovar had in mind, of course. And that'll bring up number 23, Brian Hammer, the designated hitter. In his first at bat here in the game, facing Tovar, who, by the way, is responsible for that 2-run shot in the very first inning for the Selma Bears. So the first pitch to Hammer is coming up here as Tovar looks in for the sign. Here's the pitch, and it's popped up to Tovar as he catches the pop-up for the first out in the inning. So Hammer flies out to the pitcher. And next up is Enrique Cardenas for the Redcats. Cardenas gave up a home run to his counterpart on the mound, Tovar. So we'll see if Cardenas can return the favor here for the Fowler Redcats as they're down 2-0 in this championship game. John Blaine, who was hit by a pitch at the top of the inning here, is at first base. Here's Tovar with the pitch. And it's a ball, 1-0 to Cardenas. 1 out here, and we're in the bottom of the second. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Count runs now 1-1. Cardenas looks in. Make that Tovar looks into his catcher, Ruben Galaviz, for the sign. He gets it, now makes the pitch. And it's a grounder. And there's going to be a ground out to the shortstop, Moreno, who throws over to first, Xavier, for the putout. Make that Ortiz. So that's the second out. First out of the inning, excuse me. And that'll bring up the second baseman, Freddie Valle. Number 7. Tovar looks in. Here's the pitch. Count is 1-0. 2 outs in the inning. Make that correction right now. Count goes to 1-1 to Valle, the second baseman. Remember, John Blaney is at second base. He was hit by a pitch in the beginning of this inning. Here's Tovar. Count runs to 1-2. Blaney's got that lead at second. Tovar checks him out before he throws the next pitch. And that's going to be out number 3. So Valle strikes out. And at the end of 2 innings of play, it remains the Selma Bears 2 and the Fowler Redcats nothing.
last couple days.
Think we'll have enough light later on to see? Well, I mean, in here.
So the highlights are going to be rough.
Welcome back to Fowler High School in Fowler, California. We're watching the Central Section Division IV Baseball Championship between the host Fowler Redcats and the visiting Selma Bears. It's 2-0 in favor of the visiting team Selma. And you've got Ruben Galaviz, the catcher, up for Selma here in the top of the third. Here's the pitch from Cardenas, and that's hit to the third baseman, Sanchez, who throws out the runner at first. So Galaviz grounds out to first. And that'll bring up here in the top of the third, Robbie Soto, the third baseman. Soto had a single in his first at bat in the first inning for Selma. That started the rally for the Selma Bears as he got on with a single in the first, and then Tovar drove him in with a two-run shot, and that's the difference in the ball game. Here's the second pitch to Soto, and that's a ball, 1-1 on Soto. Here's the 1-1, and it's 2-1. Cardenas looking in for the sign. Here's the delivery. And it's grounded to the second baseman. Throws to first for the putout. So Vale throws out Soto. Next up is Robert Estrada, the center fielder, who got on board in the very first inning. Actually, he made an out, excuse me. But he's here in the batting here at the top of the third for the Selma Bears. Here's the pitch from Cardenas, and it's in there for a strike. So Cardenas starts on top of Estrada, 0-1. And it's a hit. Pop up to the center fielder, Silva, who makes the catch for the third out of the inning. So Estrada flies out to the center fielder, the third out of the top of the third, and we've played 2.5 innings, and the score remains in favor of the visiting team Selma Bears, 2-0 over the Fowler Redcats. You want to watch more of your school's great matchups like the game you are enjoying here tonight? Tell your school to sign up for the Play on Sports School Broadcast Program. The program allows schools to broadcast all their games and other activities on the web. For more information, go to playonsports.com/SBP. Yeah, I don't even have a,
You're good. What's that?
Are we live?
No. 3, 2, 1, and that's good.
Welcome back to Fowler, California. We're about a half an hour south of Fresno, and we've got a pretty good game here so far tonight. This is for all the marbles in Division 4 of Central Section Baseball. Thank you for joining PlayOnSports.com. My name is Mark Espinoza, and up to bat here in the bottom of the third inning is Neto Sanchez, the first baseman. And first pitch is a strike. It's 0-1. So now Tovar steps off the mound. Now gets back on, looking for the sign. Here's the 0-1. And a swing and a miss. 0-2. Fowler comes into this championship game, the second-ranked team in the Central Section of Division 4. And it's the first out of the inning as Sanchez strikes out. That'll bring up the shortstop, Brett Horn. Standing in there at the plate, left-handed, against the right-handed Hilario Tovar. Here's the first pitch to Horn, and that's a ball, 1-0. Count goes to 2-0. And now it's ball 3 to Horn, so Tovar in danger of walking Horn. There's one out here in the inning, and he walks him. So we're in the bottom of the third, and Horn walks. And that'll bring up the catcher, Matty Nunez, who grounded out in the very first inning. So he walks up to the plate, batting left-handed against the right-handed Tovar, with Horn on board at first with the walk. And a quick pickoff throw by Tovar, but Horn beats it and remains at first. Here's the throw by Tovar, and it's in there for a strike. So an 0-1 count to Nunez, the catcher for the Red Cats, as they trail in this one 2-0. Horn gets his lead at first, and another pickoff attempt to first, but Horn gets back in. Here's the 0-1. And it's a throw to second, but it gets away from the second baseman, Mariscal, as you've got now Brett Horn going all the way home and scores for the Red Cats. So the Red Cats get on the board. On the play. And they now have cut the deficit to 2-1. So a run in the inning for the Red Cats on the pickoff attempt. And the Red Cats, the second-ranked team in the Central Section, now trail 2-1 here in the bottom of the third. So Horn started it off with the walk and then advanced to second and scored on the wild pickoff attempt at second. And that makes the score now 2-1. Matty Nunez now at the plate with a 2-1 count. the catcher for the Red Cats. Here's Tovar looking in for the sign. And the 2-1 count. It's in there to even the count at 2-2. One out here in the inning. Bases are now empty, but more importantly for the Red Cats, they're on the scoreboard. Here's the 2-2. And it's hit foul. Count remains 2-2. So Tovar now steps off the mound. Tries to slow down his delivery. Trying to maintain control of this at bat from Nunez. Here's a 2-2 pitch. And it's a ball. So the count goes to full count, 3-2 to Nunez. With one out here in the bottom of the third. Here's the 3-2. And it's a swing and a miss. So Tovar gives up the one run. And there's a strikeout by Nunez to end the inning. So after 3 full innings, the Selma Bears now lead the Fowler Red Cats 2-1. You're watching PlayOnSports.com's coverage of the Central Section Division IV Baseball Championship. Live from Fowler, California. Pretty good crowd on here at the Fowler Stadium. As we head to the top of the fourth. And up to bat coming up are the Selma Bears. Actually, the Red Cats are still at bat. Excuse me, my mistake. That was the second out of the inning. So count remains, or the score remains 2-1. And its count is 1-1 to Matt Morales, the left fielder. He got a walk in the first. Tovar looking in for the sign. Here's the windup and the pitch. And it's hit down the left field line. And you got Morales with at least a stand-up single there as the ball gets back into the infield. So Morales gets on board with the single, and that'll bring up the center fielder, James Silva. Morales gets his lead at first. Here's the first pitch to Silva. And it's a strike, 0-1. Here's the 0-1. And it's hit to the second baseman who can't handle it. And now you've got Matt Morales at second base, and he's forced out. He struck out. That's the thing about where we are at right now. I can't see a lot of the action because we're at the angle I'm looking at, so it's kind of hard for me to tell you exactly what's going on, but hopefully at home you can see it better. So, okay, well that completes 3 full innings of play, and at the end of 3, the Fowler Red Cats lead or trail by a score 2-1. You're watching PlayOnSports.com's coverage of the Central Section Baseball Championship. Welcome back to PlayOnSports.com's coverage of the Central Section Division IV Baseball Championship. We're in the top of the fourth. Fowler scored in the bottom of the third, and now they've cut the lead 2-1 over Selma. And now Selma's at the plate. That was Tovar with a hit up the middle, so he's on board as the leadoff hitter here in the top of the fourth. Selma trying to get something going now, trying to get that run back that Fowler scored in the bottom of the third. And Tovar's on at first base. Remember, he also hit a home run. In the very first inning, and that is the difference in this ballgame. Here's the pickoff attempt to try to get Tovar at first, but he's back in. So now at bat for the Selma Bears is Roman Ortiz, who grounded out in the first. He plays first base. Here's Cardenas with the pickoff attempt. Again, it's late. And the first pitch is a strike to Ortiz. 0-1 to the Bear first baseman. Here's Cardenas working on an 0-1 count to Ortiz. Tovar at first with the lead. Here's the ball hit to the shortstop. Who makes the force at second on Tovar, so he's retired. And on the fielder's choice, Ortiz is at first. So with one out here in the top of the fourth, that'll bring up number 25, Tyler Weaver, the designated hitter. He flied out to the second baseman in the first, and he hits it to the center field, and it's in there. It drops in. And now there's runners at first and second with one out here in the top of the fourth. So Weaver is at second with the single. And John Moreno's at the plate, the shortstop for the Selma Bears. Cardenas looks in, and here's the pitch. And it's a ball, 1-0. So the Selma Bears with a runner in scoring position at second, got a runner at first with one out. Here's the pitch. And it's a hit, and it's in there for a hit. Oh, there's a force out at second base for the third out of the inning. So a good play by the Fowler defense to retire the Bears here in the top of the fourth. And at the end of 3.5 innings of play, it's the Selma Bears leading in this one 2-1. Welcome back to Fowler, California. We're at Fowler High School. And the Fowler Red Cats are trailing in this one for the Division IV championship. And we head to the bottom of the fourth inning. And up to bat in this one, in the bottom of the fourth, is the center fielder, James Silva. So I was talking to one of the coaches for Fowler before the game, and he was expecting a low-scoring game, and that's exactly what we have right now. So at the plate right now for Fowler is John Blaney, the right fielder, facing Hilario Tovar, who hit that home run in the first, helping his own cause. And that is the difference in this ball game, 2-1 in favor of Selma. That was a bit of a timeout here. And here's the first pitch to Blaney. And it's a ball, 1-0. We're in the bottom of the fourth. And that's a hit batsman, so Blaney gets hit, and that'll send him to first base. So that is the second time that he's been hit in this ball game. Taking one for the team once again, as he's on board as the leadoff hitter in this bottom of the fourth. That'll bring up the designated hitter, Brian Hammer. He popped up to the pitcher back in the second. So with no outs here in the bottom of the fourth, the Fowler Red Cats get their leadoff man on board, albeit by a hit batter, but counts just as well. And you always want to get that leadoff man on base if you can in every inning. And the infield comes in expecting a sac, and he pops it up. A great pop-up over the third baseman head. That was Robbie Soto, and just a great hit there by Hammer to get it over the third baseman's head, Robbie Soto. So Hammer with a great play, a critical play here in the bottom of the fourth. And now there's two runners on base here in the bottom of the fourth, and the Fowler Red Cats are certainly in business now. That's going to bring up Enrique Cardenas, the starting pitcher for the Fowler Red Cats. And the infield comes running in, and he shows bunt. First pitch is a strike, 0-1. Enrique Cardenas grounded out in the second inning, looking to help his own cause here with no outs here in the bottom of the fourth. Once again, the infield charges in. That's Ortiz coming in at first, and there's another foul ball there. Count goes to 0-2. And don't forget, unlike Major League Baseball, high school baseball goes 7 innings, so we're getting into the latter stages of this game as we are in the bottom of the fourth. So, but I have a feeling this is going to go down to the very last inning because it's only a 2-1 score at this point. And there's a quick pickoff throw to second base. But Blaney very quickly gets back in ahead of the tag. So, count remains 0-2 to Cardenas at the plate. Once again, Tovar looks in for the sign, checks the runner at second. Back and forth, here's the pitch. And Cardenas goes down swinging for the first hit of the inning. First out, excuse me. That'll bring up the second baseman, Freddie Vallier, who struck out in the second. Batting right-handed against the right-handed Tovar. Still have runners at first and second. Here's the pitch. And it's in there for a strike, 0-1. Just a wonderful evening here in Central California. You couldn't ask for much better weather than this for a great game of baseball. Here's the pitch. And it's in the dirt. Gets away from the catcher, Galaviz, and the runners advance. To going to third base is John Blaney. And we've got a runner at second now. That's Brian Hammer. So now both runners in scoring position with less than 2 outs. And you got Valle at the plate with the count even at 1-1. Here's the pitch from Tovar. Count goes to 1-2. Tovar looking for the sign. And goes to the plate. It's popped up behind the plate, out of play. It's 1-2. 1 out here in the bottom of the fourth. So even if Valle can hit the ball deep enough to the outfield, that'll score the tying run at third base now. And the likes of John Blaney. So a critical situation, a critical at bat here for the Red Cats. Red Cats were 24-7 overall on the season. A very fine season. They came in second in the West Sequoia League under the coaching of Bill Fever, excuse me. Here's a 1-2 pitch to Valle. And he goes down for the second out. Now up to the plate is Neto Sanchez, the first baseman. He struck out in the third. So now that was a big out for the Selma Bears. And it's a swing and a miss. 0-1 to Sanchez. So that takes away the sacrifice play, and the Red Cats will have to get ahead or something, or the Bears will have to make a mistake for them to score the tying run here in the bottom of the fourth. One and one to Sanchez. 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. It's now 1-2. And Tovar is 1 strike away from getting out of the inning. High stress inning for Tovar here. And he steps off the mound, try to gather himself. Looks in for the sign. Here's the 1-2. And he strikes him out swinging for the third out of the bottom of the fourth. So in the inning, the Fowler Red Cats get 2 runners on board in scoring position. But Tovar strikes out Sanchez to end it. So at the end of 4 full innings, it remains the visiting Selma Bears 2 and the home team Fowler Red Cats 1. You want to watch more of your school's great matchups like the game you are watching here tonight? Tell your school to sign up for the Play on Sports School Broadcast Program. The program allows schools to broadcast all their games and other activities on the web. For more information, go to playonsports.com/SPB. I haven't really heard it. The only thing I hear is sometimes a very faint feedback, delay. But other than that, it's all right. Seems like it is.
Apparently that's normal.
Welcome back to PlayOnSports.com and our coverage of the Central Section Division IV Championship. We're in the top of the fifth inning, and at the plate is the right fielder Anthony Xavier for the Selma Bears, and he hits a fly ball that's in there, and he makes it to first just in time on the relay throw from the right fielder Blaney, but Xavier makes it to first before the ball, and he's on board with a leadoff single here in the top of the fifth. And that'll bring up the left fielder Skylar Cedillo, who flied out back in the second inning to the center fielder. He's on here. He's at bat with no outs here in the top of the fifth, and tries to bunt it, but it goes out of bounds, or out of play, I should say. And count is now 0-1 to Cedillo. Very well pitched game so far from both starters. Cardenas, who's on the mound now for the Redcats, and Tovar, who's not only contributed on the mound, and it's a wild pickoff attempt by Cardenas, but his first baseman, Sanchez, saves it from going past the first base bag, and that keeps Xavier on at first, but now he's got a pretty good lead there as Cardenas looks in to the plate. Here's the 0-1. And it gets away from the catcher, but looks like it was a foul ball. I have to apologize. Sometimes I can't see the whole view of the field of where I'm at here, but trying the best I can. Maybe you see a better view than I do, but it's 0-2 right now to Cedillo. Got Xavier at first. Here's the 0-2, and it's hit. A nice hit to the outfield to the left fielder. That's Matt Morales with the play, and he throws it back into the infield. So a sharp single to left by Skylar Cedillo, and that drives Anthony Xavier to second base. That'll bring up the catcher, Ruben Galaviz, number 7. He grounded out in the second inning to the third baseman. And now there's going to be a conference on the mound with Cardenas. Well, we have a timeout in the action. Stay tuned for the PlayOnSports.com post-game show where we will select our player of the game. That's coming up following this game on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com. Okay, we have now the next pitch coming up from Cardenas to Galaviz, and he tries to bunt it down the third base line, but it goes foul. Nice try. Trying to get on board. The Selma Bears already with a couple of runners on base and the likes of Anthony Xavier and Skylar Cedillo. So Galaviz trying to sacrifice the two runners over. Here's Cardenas. And it's bunted once again foul. So the next time, if he fouls another one, he would be out. So I don't know if he's going to try it again here, taking that chance, but I think the Redcats are onto his strategy as they're ready to charge in once again and on the infield. Here's the 0-2, and he bunts it again, and this time it's good. And that's a wonderful bunt as the throw is wide of the first baseman, Sanchez, and now the bases are loaded. On the air. So a wide throw to the first baseman, Nato Sanchez. And that was a good play by Galaviz. Good bunt there to get on. And they scored on the play. So now the Selma Bears now lead this one 3-1 here in the top of the fifth. Now there's going to be a pitching change here for the Red Cats as Cardenas leaves the mound, and in his place for the Red Cats is number 2. That was the other. I'm trying to look for his number here. So that's number 23 for the Red Cats. That's Brian Hammer. Now is going to be pitching for the Red Cats. He was the DH. So now you have Brian Hammer on the mound for the Red Cats, replacing Cardenas. Is there a little bit of a pause in the action as he throws some warm-up pitches to get ready here. We're in the top of the fifth inning. And the Selma Bears have just extended their lead 3-1 on a throwing error to the first baseman, Nato Sanchez. And that brings in a run. So now the score is 3-1 in favor of the Bears. Now at the plate for the Bears is Robbie Soto, who's already had a single in this game. He also grounded out in the third. He comes up here with nobody out and a runner on first and also on third. So runners at the corners here with nobody out. Hammer comes into the situation in a very tough way, trying to limit the damage here. And we're already in the top of the fifth. This is a 7-inning game unless the game is tied after 7 innings, and they'll go to extra innings, of course. This is for the Central Section Division IV Championship. So the first pitch to Soto is a ball. 1-0. Here's the pitch, and it's inside. Ball 2, 2-0. Still nobody out here. A run is in. Here's a bluff to third. Cedillo gets back and now has a lead. Here's the pitch. And it's low for a ball, 3-0. So Hammer's trying to be very careful, but he's also very close to walking the bases loaded here. But he gets one in there, so the count runs to 3-1 to Soto. Selma has 6 hits in this ball game to Fowler's 2. And there's a hit ball to the pitching area, and everybody is safe. And it was a tough play for Hammer, but he somehow misplayed that ball that came up on the mound, and now there's runners on all of the bases. The bases are loaded, and I would think that's going to be an infield hit by Soto. It was a tough chance for Hammer, so we'll give him a single unofficially. And that'll bring up the center fielder, number 6, Robert Estrada, who's been on base one time in this game. Still looking for his first hit. Looks like they're going to give an error to Fowler on that one, though. That was a tough play, though. But if that's what they're going to score, you got to go with it. Okay, so the bases are loaded, nobody out here in the top of the fifth for Selma. They're on the verge of breaking this game wide open if they can get the big hit here. And here's a bunt, or attempted bunt. Or at least he's showing that he's going to bunt. Maybe just more of a bluff than anything else. Could he be trying to squeeze here? But now there's two runners on base. First and second. And count goes to 2-1. So a 2-1 count to Estrada here. Here's a ball that's hit back up to the middle of the diamond, and it's controlled, and finally he's thrown out at first. So he grounds out. And that'll bring up Tovar, the pitcher for Selma. 1 out. Runners on second and third. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. That was a good pitch there by Hammer. Looks like Tovar was wanting to hit another home run in that case. He's already got 2 hits in the game, so he's 2 for 2. And all this week, and all the games we broadcast, seems like most of the starting pitchers, or a lot of the starting pitchers, have had good games. At least the player of the games we've had, the ones that I've worked so far have all been pitchers. So you got some really good pitchers like Tovar, who can not only pitch a gem but also get the hits. And he helps himself with a sharp single to the outfield, left field, and that's going to drive in 1 run. Here comes the other run, and he scores. And Tovar does it again. He gets back to second, but he's thrown out. He's thrown out at second for the second out of the inning, but not before 2 more runs score. So now the score is actually 3 more runs score. That's 6-1 now in favor of Selma. So he clears the bases, apparently, and the score is now 6-1 in favor of the Bears. So Tovar, in my own mind, gets a double, but then he's caught on the throw to second. So he's 3 for 3 and leads in this ball game 6-1. So he helped himself again. And that's going to bring up Roman Ortiz, the first baseman. So Tovar opens the game up with a strong hit to the left field area, and he drives in some extra runs to help his cause. Now leading in this one 6-1 for the Selma Bears. Here's Ortiz. And count goes to 2-0 to Ortiz. Hammer looking in for the sign. Here's the pitch to Ortiz. And it's a swing and a miss. 2-1. 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. Bases have been cleared. Here's the pitch. 3-1. One is high, and he walks him. So the inning continues as Ortiz takes his base at first on the walk, and that'll bring up the designated hitter, Tyler Weaver, for the Selma Bears, number 25. He's had a single on the night in the fourth, so he's 1 for 2. Runner at first. Here's the pitch. And it's a sharp rounder to the left side down the third base line, but foul. Counts 0-1. Here's the next pitch. And it's a ball, 1-1. Swing and a miss. 1-2. So Hammer bringing the gas now, trying to get out of the inning, trying to get his team back into the dugout, trying to make a comeback here. And ball flies out to the first baseman for the third out of the inning. So Weaver flies out to the first baseman. And so in the inning, the Selma Bears score 3 more times and now lead this one 6-1 over the hometown Fowler Redcats. You're watching PlayOnSports.com live from Fowler, California.
We can get a player up here.
Ah, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1. For more information on how your school can join the Play on School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
Welcome back to Fowler High School in Fowler, California. We just witnessed a big inning from the Selma Bears, scoring 3 more times in the top of the 5th. Now the pressure's all on the home team, Fowler Redcats, as they trail in this one 6-1. And at the plate is Brent Horn, the shortstop. In his last plate appearance, he got a walk. He's up here against Tovar, who so far gets my vote for player of the game. He's had 3 hits in the ball game, including a home run, and has pitched a pretty good game here, only allowing 1 run so far through 4.5 innings. And here's the ball that flies to the shortstop, John Moreno, who makes the catch, and that's the first out of the bottom of the 5th. So Horn flies out to the shortstop, and that'll bring up the catcher, Matty Nunez, who struck out in the 3rd. First pitch to Nunez is a strike. So Fowler has got some work to do. The main thing I would think is to get some runners on base and then have somebody hit a home run, or with the big hit, try to get back into this ball game. And ball is hit foul, and that'll take the count to 0-2 to Nunez. Selma came into this game having beaten the #1 team in the Division IV region. They beat Kerman High, which was the top-ranked team in Division IV. They beat Kerman on Wednesday 2-1 in the semifinals. So Selma definitely on a roll here, as the next pitch from Tovar is in there. Count is now 1-2. Now Galavis is talking to Tovar, and he gets back to the plate. So here's the 1-2 pitch to Nunez. And it's low, 2-2. Here's the 2-2. Count remains 2-2. In the ball game, Selma has 7 hits, while Fowler has 2. And here's the ball that's hit to the shortstop, and Moreno makes the catch for Selma. That's out number 2 here in the bottom of the 5th. So Nunez flies out to the shortstop. That'll bring up the left fielder, Matt Morales, who had a single back in the 3rd. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. First pitch to Morales is a strike, 0-1. Robbie Soto at 3rd, playing back and near the line. And next pitch to Morales is in there for a strike, 0-2. Here's the 0-2. It's low. 1-2. Here's the windup and the pitch. So the wind has definitely died down out here. Flag in the center field area is definitely barely moving. So it's probably going to take some power to get to the ball of the outfield if the Red Cats have any intention of possibly getting some runners on base and hitting a extra base hit. So they're going to have to earn everything they get here. And now the count is 2-2 to Morales, the left fielder. Tovar looking in for the sign. Here's the windup and the pitch. And it's driven down the left field line in there for, looks like a single. He takes a wide turn at first. So Morales is in at first with 2 outs. And that'll bring up the center fielder, James Silva. Tovar checks the runner first, goes to the plate. First pitch to Silva is a ball. Two and 0. Standing at the bag at first. Tovar takes his time. Checks the runner. Here he comes to the plate. It's 3-0. So one thing that Tovar doesn't want to do is make it easier on the Red Cats to get back into this game. He doesn't want to walk anybody. He doesn't want to give any free passes. Make him earn it. He's got a 5-run lead, so he can't be nibbling. And that next pitch is in there for a strike, so had to come in, and he did, so it's 3-1. Here's a 3-1 count to Silva, and he chops it. And he's retired at first for the third out. So Silva grounds out to the second baseman. And at the end of 5 full innings, the Red Cats, by the way, had 1 hit in that bottom of the 5th. But at the end of 5 full innings, it remains the Selma Bears 6 and the Fowler Red Cats 1. Welcome back to PlayOnSports.com. You're watching the Central Section Division IV Championship. My name is Mark Espinoza, and we had a very good game, especially in the early going, where it was a pitching duel, and it was a 2-1 lead for Selma, but Selma struck for 3 runs in the 5th inning, and they extended their lead to what it is now, 6-1. We're in the top of the 6th inning, and at the plate for Selma is number 21, John Moreno, the shortstop. And Hammer gets a quick 0-2 count on Moreno. Coming into this game, the Red Cats average like 8 runs a game, but so far they only have 1. So some pretty good pitching on the mound from Tovar, but now Selma trying to extend their lead with Moreno at the plate, but he's down 0-2 to the right-hander, Brian Hammer, as he looks into the plate to get the sign from Matty Nunez. Here's the 0-2, 1-2 pitch, and he lines it, chopped to the first baseman, Neto Sanchez, who steps on first for the first out. So Moreno is retired. And that'll bring up the right fielder, Anthony Xavier, He had a single back in the 5th. Hammer steps off the mound. Now, Nunez is going to go talk to him. So we're about to resume play here in the top of the 6th. Remember, this is a 7-inning game here in high school, so unless Fowler can come back, that's how it's going to be. Otherwise, then they're going to play more than 7 innings, of course. So we've got a 1-0 count to Xavier. Here's the 1-0 pitch, and that's ball 2. 2-0. Xavier had a single back in the 5th. Here's the pitch. It's high. Ball 3. 3-0. So Xavier trying to get on here. here in the top of the 6th. And he takes the walk. So Hammer walks the first batter here in the top of the 6th. And that'll bring up the left fielder, Skylar Cedillo, who singled back in the 5th. Pickoff attempt to first, but Xavier gets back in. Cedillo singled in the 5th. He flied out in the 2nd. Here's the pitch to Cedillo. And that's a ball, 1-0. So through 5 innings of play, Selma has had 7 hits on 2 errors, scoring 6 runs, while Fowler has scored 1 run on 3 hits and 2 errors. Tovar has been very good on the mound for the Selma Bears, and now there's a pickoff attempt from Hammer to first, but Xavier gets back in. Count remains 1-1 to Cedillo, the left fielder. Here's the 1-1. And it's a tip foul. Count goes to 1-2. So you would think that the Red Cats are looking to get at least a double play out of this one. Try to get out of the inning so they can come back out into the dugout. And here's a hit ball to the center fielder who makes the catch. That's Estrada and doubles off Xavier at first to end the inning. So after 5.5 innings, the Selma Bears are still leading in this one, 6-1. Do you want to watch more of your school's great matchups like the game you are enjoying here tonight? Tell your school to sign up for the Play on Sports School Broadcast Program. The program allows schools to broadcast all their games and other activities on the web. For more information, go to playonsports.com/SBP. Welcome back to PlayOnSports.com. My name is Mark Espinoza. Thank you for joining us. It's been a beautiful evening here in Central California. Wish you were out here, but I'm sure you have the best seat in the house, wherever you are. And we're watching right now the bottom of the 6th, and at the plate is John Blaney, number 16, the right fielder. The first pitch to Blaney is a ball from Tovar. And he's still out there. He's got quite a cushion with a 5-run lead here. As the next pitch to Blaney is a strike, so it's 1-1 on the count. Blaney, if you've been with us for most of the game, has already been hit twice in the game at the plate, so he's definitely taken a couple of shots for his team. And the next pitch to Blaney is a strike, 1-2. Here's the 1-2, and it's low. 2-2. So, one of the strategies, if you're going to make a comeback, I would think this late in the game, you're not thinking about trying to score all 5 runs necessarily in one shot, one half inning. So you want to maybe get 2 or 3 runs here and then make a go of it in the 7th inning. But Blaney goes down for the first out here in the bottom of the 6th. And that'll bring up the designated hitter, Brian Hammer, who's also pitching in this game. He's got a single, though. He had a single back in the 4th, so he comes up here with 1 out. Tovar throws the first pitch, which is a ball, 1-0. Here's the 1-0 to Hammer. And it's 2-0. You got to wonder if he can get on base. But this will be the start of an epic rally by the home team Redcats. Crowd needs something to cheer about here in Fowler. But Tovar so far has been masterful on the mound. And that next pitch to Brian Hammer is a ball, 2-1. And Hammer hits it foul, out of play behind the plate. Count goes to 2-2. Tovar steps off, back on the rubber, looks in, shakes off the first sign from Galavis. Now is ready. Here's the pitch. Hit to the middle of the diamond, and he grounds out to first, so Hammer is retired. On the play from Moreno. So for Hammer, he goes and he grounds out, actually. And that'll bring up number 12, the pitcher, Enrique Cardenas. Actually, it's Brian Hammer now. Well, let's see. Yeah, Enrique Cardenas, excuse me. He's up to hit now. So Cardenas here, who actually started the game as the starting pitcher, now is at the plate. He struck out back in the 4th. Here's the pitch to Cardenas. And it's in there for a strike, 0-1. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. Swing. And it's 0-2. The pitch. Swing and a miss. He goes down, and that's the 3rd out of the inning. So after 6 full innings here at Fowler High School, the Selma Bears lead this one 6-1. Stay tuned to the PlayOnSports.com postgame show, where we will select our player of the game. That's coming up following the game on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
one match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you in one shot at this.
Welcome back to Fowler High School in Fowler, California. My name is Mark Espinoza as we head to the top of the 7th here. And at the plate for the Selma Bears is number 7, Ruben Galaviz, the catcher, who managed to bunt his way on back in the 5th. And he's here facing Brian Hammer on the mound. He relieved Enrique Cardenas, who started the game for the Red Cats. Here's the pitch. And it's now 2-0 to Galaviz. Now it's 3-0. Here's a 3-0 pitch. And it's in there for a strike. 3-1. Through 6 innings of play, the Selma Bears have scored 6 runs with 7 hits and 2 errors. Here's the ball hit by Galaviz, and he's retired at first on the ground out. And that'll bring up the third baseman, Robbie Soto, who's had 2 hits in this ball game, 2 singles, 1 in the 1st and 1 in the 5th. So he's been very productive today. He comes up here with 1 out here in the top of the 7th. Fowler in this game has scored 1 run on 3 hits and 2 errors. So they've been kind of held in check here by Tovar. Here's a pitch by Hammer, and that is in there for a strike. 1-1 to Soto. That ball is in the dirt. Hammer now seems to be working much more quickly on the mound. Here's the 2-1. 2-2. Fairly quiet crowd out here. It's I guess they're just looking for something to cheer about, at least from the home team. And Soto goes down swinging. So he strikes out for the 2nd out here in the top of the 7th. That'll bring up the center fielder, Robert Estrada, who's hasn't had any hits so far this game. He's 0 for 3. And we've got some action in both bullpens for Fowler and Selma. So there'll probably be some pinch hitters here coming up, as Fowler has to do something to kind of jumpstart their offense here as we head into the bottom of the 7th. It's 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. Nobody on right now, but Selma comfortably ahead here in the 7th, 6-1 over the 2nd-ranked Fowler Red Cats. Fowler had a tremendous season under Coach Bill Feber at 24-7. They were 2nd in the West Sequoia League at 8-2. It's now 3-1 to Estrada. Estrada, a 5'7" junior. And he hits the ball and pops it up to the shortstop, who's waiting and makes the catch for the third out of the game, or third out of the inning, excuse me. So Estrada flies out, and that's the end of 6.5 innings of play as we head to the 7th inning, or bottom of the 7th. And the Fowler Redcats with their last shot at this, trying to pull it out. We also like to remind you this is the last event of the year here in the Central section, but you can relive all the great games we covered in the 2012-2013 season by going to our on-demand page. Catch all the great highlights from this high school sports season right here on your destination for high school sports in the Central section, playonsports.com. Yeah. So we're in the 7th. Welcome back to playonsports.com from Fowler, California, as we start play here in the bottom of the 7th. This is the last chance for the Fowler Redcats if they want to extend the game. And at the plate for the Fowler Redcats is Freddie Valle, the second baseman, who's already struck out twice in this ball game. So we're in the bottom of the 7th inning. And it's quickly 0-2 to Valle here in the bottom of the 7th. So 0-2 to Valle. And it's a ball, 1-2. So the Redcats trying to do anything they can to get on base, but Valle strikes out for the first out here in the bottom of the 7th. So now Selma 2 outs away from winning the Division IV title. As Valle goes down swinging, and that'll bring up the first baseman. Make that. Okay, so Tyler Hawk comes into the game for Fowler. As he's trying to get on board any way he can, but that first pitch from Tovar means you're not getting on at my expense. Tovar has gone all the way here in this game as he has done a good job of controlling and containing this high-powered Fowler offense, which averaged 8 runs a game during the regular season, as he's got a 1-1 count on Hawk, and the next pitch is low for a ball, 2-1. You got to be thinking that Tyler Hawk is trying to get on any way he can, either by walk or by hit, just to get something going. As he fouls it out the plate, 2-2. Tovar looking in. Here's the pitch. Popped up. Is it playable? No. It's out of play. Count remains 2-2. Tovar with the pitch. Hawk again fouls it. Out of play. Robbie Soto running in from his third base position trying to make a play, but it's out of his reach. So the count remains 2-2 with one out here in the bottom of the seventh. The Selma Bears looking for a championship tonight to celebrate, and Tovar has been their leader. Here's the 2-2 to Hawk, and he swings and misses and goes down. 2 outs in the bottom of the seventh. As the crowd comes alive here, the Selma fans knowing what's at stake here. And up to the plate walks Brent Horn, the shortstop. He's the last chance for the Red Cats. He's got to get on. That's his main goal. He's got to get on any way he can. Keep the inning alive. And first pitch to Horn is in there. Strike one. 0-1. Tovar on the verge of completing the game. Swing and a miss. 0-2. And now the crowd is on their feet here at Fowler High School. The Selma Bears. Hilario Tovar with the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. And the Selma Bears, led by Coach John Hollett in his 11th year, have defeated the Fowler Red Cats by a final score of 6-1 to win the Central Section Division IV Baseball Championship. What a great game it was for Hilario Tovar and his fellow Bears. Ladies and gentlemen, we invite you to stay tuned to PlayOnSports.com for a player of the game interview. I think I know who that is. I have a pretty good idea. That's coming up in just a few moments. Once again, the Selma Bears have defeated the Fowler Red Cats 6-1 for the Central Section Division IV Championship on PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports. That guy down for like 3 hits, man. Tovar?
Okay, so for my highlights, where's that damn piece of paper right there? Well, hold on, no. Tovar with the first inning home run.
Yeah.
Bottom of the third, runner scores on pick.
He had a single and a double, too.
Who hit the 2-run double for Selma? Is that Tovar?
I think it was. I had him down for a home run single and a double.
How many RBIs though?
So he had this is a 2-run homer here.
It was in the fifth.
Because I had him down for a double.
Okay, so it was Tovar, dude.
So he was a triple away from a circle. Cycle.
Perfect. So there's the highlights. Who had the bunt right before him? There was a bunt.
Was it Galavies?
Okay, right. Where is it? Ruben Galavies?
Okay, so it'll be Hilario Tovar.
think I'm not sure. We're gonna have to go with it as it is, and just hope to God. Yeah. How do you spell his name?
Tovar. And then Hilario is H-I-L. H-I-L-I-L-A-R-I-O.
So Hilario?
Hilario. H-I-L-A-R-I-O. That's Hilario. And then Tovar, T-O-V-A-R. This kind of thing drains you. Man, I'm just getting old. That's what it is.
I have no idea what I'm doing once this is done.
So the other headset's not working. It's not working? Is the second headset working?
I have no way to tell. But like I could hear Mark, and I think you can hear me, right? It's not showing up.
I can have him have the headset.
There you go.
That's
That's
what
right.
Yeah.
Right. There
so
you
he
go.
can hear me.
There you go.
Just stand close.
Yeah.
I'll stand close so he can hear me. I'll let him wear the headset.
All right, that'll work.
We get the shot with the score in the background, possibly.
That's what I'm trying to do. It's gonna be faint because it's so far, but yeah.
It's in the background, yeah. Pole's in the way, of course.
So I had him down for like 3 hits, including a 2-run home run.
3 hits, 2-run home run, pitched a complete game.
Do it everything.
Complete game. He allowed only 1 run. Where Fowler, I mean, they came into the game averaging 8 runs a game
Oh wow.
during the regular season.
Some of those are bad.
That's their average is 8 runs a game for
Guaranteed.
season.
Batted because they play my high school, who has no baseball program. So.
Right, so that's it, man. So you just got off the plane, huh? When you
Dude. I'm like, I ran home. Wife dropped me off. Get my shirt on. These are my shoes on the plane. No socks, dude.
Changed. I would have just
Shorts, dude. And just jammed. I was in a suit, dude. I was not coming over to a baseball game in a suit, bro. That's not happening.
you interviewed him. You were like, in a Craig Sager suit, purple and orange.
Oh man, no, but the job's going well, man. I'm in every Division I school.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
it's great. I'm starting to get that itch like I want to coach.
Do it, bro.
Oh man, oh not up to Division I level, man. That's way too much time. My kids are so young.
That's all you do is coach if you're a coach.
Right.
Like they're nothing but a coach.
Nothing but a coach, man. You know, coaches tell me they're sleeping in the office. Like, dude, no way. I gotta go home every night, man.
That's dedication,
I'm
man.
like, not for high school.
Dude,
No high school.
That's like John Gruden. How he used to sleep at the office. Never sees his wife, you know.
I mean, if you're a pro or college game, big bucks, but not high school.
Oh man, don't tell me I'm missing a thing.
I mean, even, you know, when I'm all up and down the state of California. So I hit every, junior college as well, man. And under that time, I get to see the ins and outs of the program, and it's funny.
That's awesome.
You okay, D?
He's like, I'm tired and hungry and
He's tired. I haven't seen him in 2 days, D. I've been gone for 2 days. Got off the plane and ran straight here. Now, we're not doing the CIF track meet. Is that correct?
Well, we did one. Didn't you guys do it? Somebody did a track.
Yeah, I did it last week. Oh. That wasn't the final, though. The state championship.
Oh, the state one.
State championships is on the 30th through the 1st.
Is that in
that was the
Bakersfield?
Central.
That's right here. That's in
Fresno?
Yeah, Buchanan.
Oh, I didn't
Buchanan
know
knows
that.
everything.
So we're not doing that?
I don't think so because it's a state final, just like we don't do state championship football. So I'm not sure. I
Didn't
wonder.
they do that in other sports in LA or something like that?
They do. See, that's strange. I don't
Maybe
know.
because of where we're at.
I hope so. I gotta call Jeff. I'm gonna text Jeff see if
But I say, yeah, all the main track meets are held at Buchanan. They got the nicest facility anyway.
they do.
What's up?
Besides 5 straight hours of
No, but hella booze.
yeah.
5 hours of track? I lost the page.
How was it?
Tiring.
we got there at
like the end of
4.
So my last one is into the first quarter.
Yeah, it was
and then
like
I go at the end of the
you
run.
must have been exhausted after something. The thing was, Marcus, we did the cameraman is on the field.
Wait,
so he does all the field stuff. Right. Throwing all that stuff. We don't go on air until the sprint starts. But we're there.
So they were just filming the field events.
Yeah. But we're still there, and it was hot.
All right.
Oh man. Hot. And we had the umbrella, and we kind of rigged up my umbrella where.
Yeah, we did the swimming, I think, the next day. Yeah, I had to go to Tulare after the volleyball. We did the volleyball. And then I had to be in Tulare like at 9 o'clock the next morning.
Oh,
jeez.
Man.
So I drove to Tulare, did the swimming. It was all right. It went real fast. We did races. I mean, these are races, and then like about 3 minutes later, the next race would start, and then the next race. I mean, it's like constant. They'd have breaks, but it was like okay, whatever. But it was warm.
Sorry, buddy.
Post-game video. Post-game. There it is.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. Oh, we're coming in on 1. For more information on how your school can join the Play on School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
Yeah.
We can get a player up here.
Ah, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1. For more information on how your school can join the Play on School broadcast program, go to PlayOn.
Welcome back to PlayOnSports.com's coverage of the Central Section Division 4 baseball final. I'm joined by our player of the game, Hilario Tovar, the Central Section champion, Selma Bears. Selma just defeated the Fowler Redcats 2-1 here in that championship match here at Fowler High School. Hilario, that was a tremendous game.
Thank you.
You shut down a high-powered Fowler team that was averaging about 8 runs a game during the season, and you limited them 1 run, and you were also exceptional at the plate with a 2-run homer and also a single and a double. So you definitely had a great day at the plate. But what was working for you on the mound today?
You know what? Basically, just trying to get my pitches down, trying to work my spots and just do what I had to do to outsmart the batter. And also I had a full 8 guys on the team backing me up, and I knew even if my stuff wasn't working and they got a hold of it, I knew I'd have my defense to back me up.
And what kind of message did your coach give to you guys before the game? Was there any special thing he said to you guys to get you ready for this game tonight?
Yeah, you know what? It's been almost 5 years now since it's been the last Valley, and we also have 3 seniors here on the team, and he just basically told us just have fun, do all we can, and just give it our all, and to not let an opportunity like this slip because it's a bad taste, and to give those seniors what they want, and they got it.
And you had a great couple of games. Your team had a great couple last 2 games, in fact. You beat Kerman High, which was the top-ranked team in the Division 4.
Mm-hmm.
You beat them Wednesday in the semifinal. Then you come in here to Fowler's home base here, so to speak, and you beat them 6-1. So what do you think? Was there any type of moment in the last 2 nights, last 2 games that you could point to that was maybe what put you guys over the top here in this championship?
Yeah, you know what? After defeating Kerman, we knew that if we could do that, we can do anything. And also, we had the mindset coming into this game after beating Kerman, or you know what? Before beating Kerman, we had the mindset to just do all we can and just get it done and play with a purpose and have fun at the same time.
And that was our player of the game, Hilario Tovar, of the Central Section champion, Selma Bears. We'll return in just a moment.
Thanks. Oops. Yeah, thanks. Thanks.
Thank you, sir. All right. Have a good night, man.
We can get a player up here.
Ah, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1. For more information on how your school can join the Play on School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
Welcome back to PlayOnSports.com's coverage of the Central Section Division 4 baseball final, where the Selma Bears beat the Fowler Redcats 2-1 here at Fowler High School. It was a great game early on, and it's been a wonderful night here in Central California, if you like high school baseball at its finest. But in the end, it was the masterful performance of Hilario Tovar, the starting pitcher for the Selma Bears, that was the deciding factor in this game, both his performance on the mound and at the plate, but he also had some good defense in the field to back him up. That's also going to wrap it up here in Fowler, California, where once again the Selma Bears have defeated the Fowler Redcats 2-1 for the Central Section Division. We'd like to thank you for watching PlayOnSports.com's coverage of this Central Section final. Be sure to check PlayOnSports.com for information and links to all of our upcoming broadcasts. For our producer, Jason Phillips, and our videographer, Matthew Merritt, I'm Mark Espinoza saying so long, and we hope you'll join us again on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.